Hey guys, so this is the ROSESELSA AURORA Ultra, a pair of hybrid in-ear monitors mainly meant for beginner audiophiles. Now, after having used this for quite some time and doing all my testing with a wide genre of music, I've come to my conclusions, and I have to say that this definitely is a win in certain aspects, and in certain different aspects, depending on the type of user you are, it might not be for you. So let me break it down. Now, as for the unboxing, it's pretty simple. Comes in a simple packaging, nothing too fancy. Inside the box, we get some paperwork, few pairs of different sized wide bore silicone ear tips. You get the cable that is half braided and the rest is your typical silicone, and this has 2-pin connectors on one end. It also comes with an inline microphone with dedicated buttons, and on the other end you have a 3.5mm audio jack. You also get a rather unnecessarily large hard branded carrying case to carry these in-ear monitors in, and of course you get the ROSESELSA AURORA Ultra Hybrid in-ear monitors themselves. Now, as for the specs of the ROSESELSA AURORA Ultra, so as I mentioned, these are hybrid in-ear monitors, which means that it packs two types of drivers in each of the in-ear monitors. So this packs a 10mm dynamic driver coupled with a 6mm planar magnetic driver in each of the in-ear monitors. Now, as for impedance, so this has an impedance of 30 ohms. So this would be categorized as a low impedance in-ear monitor, but usually in all of my videos when I review in-ear monitors, I do recommend that you pair these with a portable DAC. Nothing too fancy or expensive, just something that can power these and make sure that these can perform to their full potential without leaving anything in the tank. And what you get is just the highest quality sound that these can produce and also the maximum volume. Now, the one that I personally use is something I buy separately, and that's mentioned in the description below. But you can also get the bundle that comes with the AURORA Ultra, where they pack their very own DAC, and it's a braided one, feels quite high quality, and the sound of which is also very good. So if you get the bundle, it's going to cost you a few bucks extra, and that works well. If you're not convinced with that, you can always get the separate DAC that I personally use, which is mentioned in the description below. Now, as for the build quality of the AURORA Ultra, now this is where I have my gripe, because it doesn't feel premium. It feels very plasticky and toyish, very cheap to be honest. Yes, it's very light, it's got a very small size profile, so it's more or less ergonomic, and I didn't really have any issues for long listening sessions, but it's just that the feel is not premium at all. I understand that these are very affordable in-ear monitors, but there are many other brands offering a far more premium experience at the same price point. So the AURORA Ultra does disappoint in terms of the build quality. Now, as for the cable, it is tangle-free thanks to the braided part, and it feels very high quality and reassuring, but the remaining part, that is the part that goes into your in-ear monitors, that part is still just your typical very flimsy silicone. So that is not too reassuring, and I wish the whole thing was braided. Alright, now let's talk about the main criteria, which is the audio quality. How did the AURORA Ultra perform in my testing? Now, you guys know, if you're an existing viewer, I judge in-ear monitors based on how they produce the three major frequencies that broadly make up any sound that you hear: the highs, the mids, and the lows. The highs or the treble response, where the really sharp sounding instruments are, the mids where the vocals are, and the low end or the bass response. Starting off with the highs or the treble response. Now, the AURORA Ultra has highs that are really sharp, have a lot of clarity, and are very sparkly. But these come at the cost of quality. They're not the best quality highs. It lacks richness, it lacks body. And at peak volume, if you max these out, they get very sibilant. So treble sensitive individuals, they're gonna feel that these are very unpleasant for long listening sessions. However, if you keep the volume to around 80%, I would say that is the sweet spot where there's a balance between clarity, sharpness, and loudness, but that still doesn't mitigate the lack of really high quality or rich highs. Now, mind you, instruments in the higher frequency range are clearly audible. They don't get muffled, don't cannibalize one another, so they are distinctly audible. Although, because they are so sharp, they might not always sound very organic or true to life. My main issue with the treble response is that the roll-off of the ultra high frequencies could have been a bit more smooth. They are a bit abrupt, a bit steep. That is something I noticed, but again, this is me, someone who's listened to hundreds of in-ear monitors and thousands of hours of these experiences. For a general or a casual listener, you are going to be very happy with the sharpness and the clarity, and it's going to do a fairly good job. Next up, we have the mid frequencies where the vocals are. Now, vocals are evidently upper mid heavy, so they really emphasize the upper mids. Now, this is good in a sense that it does bring out a lot of brightness in the vocals, but what it does consequently is that it sounds, especially male vocals, they tend to sound thin. They tend to sound a bit over brightened, and it takes away the warmth and depth from male vocals. So it lacks the lower mids, that support from the lower mids that would have added that warmth and depth that was missing. So at maximum volume, vocals do tend to get a bit shouty. So again, if you keep the volume to around 80%, that is the sweet spot. Now, as for instruments like guitars, etc., these sound very good, have a lot of clarity and detail, also well spaced from one another, and don't eat into the vocals. However, because of that emphasis on the upper mids, while there is a lot of clarity and sharpness in the instruments and they have that flair, they lack the warmth, same as the vocals, so they don't sound as deep or as immersive as they should have. But again, for a casual listener who's just getting into in-ear monitors, for a beginner, you're going to be really happy with the amount of clarity and sharpness that you get in the vocals as well as instruments. So for you guys, it's going to be a-okay. And finally, we get to the low end or the bass response. Now, the bass response is evidently mid-bass heavy, so you get plenty of the mid-bass slam. Now, thanks to the included 6mm planar magnetic driver in each of these in-ear monitors, you also expect that these are going to produce that rumble of the sub-lows, and it does that. Now, it is not very prevalent, but it can produce that depending on the track. Now, what I found about the bass response is that while it does have that punch and kick of the mid-bass, however, the texture of the bass could have been of a better quality, and the roll-off, again, is not as smooth. So it's a bit abrupt. So the decay could have been smoother, it could have been a bit more prolonged. However, for a casual listener, you are going to be given or presented with a lot of the thump of the mid bass, and depending on the track, you're also going to be able to listen to the rumble of the sub lows. So that's a nice combination. Now, I'm not saying the bass is weak, just that I would have preferred a little more texture to the bass that would have made it sound more rich and more immersive. Now, as for the soundstage of the Aurora Ultra, well, this was impressive because the soundstage is quite wide and the imaging was very nice. You can precisely understand the location of instruments in the track, the spacing between them, that was very nicely rendered, and the same aspect would be good for casual listeners as well. So, just to summarize, the ROSESELSA Aurora Ultra are a very good attempt by ROSESELSA for beginner audiophiles. Especially if you're someone who's coming from very cheap run-of-the-mill headphones or truly wireless earbuds, you are going to be presented with a whole new world of detail and clarity that you probably weren't used to. What I like about it is that it's super lightweight. It's got a very small size profile, so it almost sits flush with your ear. It's got a lot of clarity and detail. The vocals are bright and the bass is quite thumpy. However, if you are used to the realm of beginner in-ear monitors, you know that there are so many out there and the competition is fierce. And for the same price tag, there are definitely other options out there that offer a more premium build quality and a more all-round robust sound. But if you want something that is super lightweight, and if you want something that just sits flush with your ear almost, then the ROSESELSA Aurora Ultra is a very good choice for beginner audiophiles. So there you have it, guys. That was my review of the ROSESELSA Aurora Ultra Hybrid in-ear monitors. I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have any other questions, do hit me up in the comment section below. I'll try my best to answer them. As always, the link to this particular product and many other in-ear monitors will be given in the description below. I would really appreciate if you use those links to make your purchase. As always, you have my promise, it will never cost you anything extra, but you guys will be helping me run this channel and I can produce more such high quality and helpful content just for you guys. So thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, share this video, and I'll catch you guys very soon in the next one. Cheers.